This is interesting. I knew this specific combination was a possibility that could come up at some point, but I haven't seen it before today. Where we're going to have the you can buy a white sword for the low, low price of 247 rupees.
Wait, what?
The low, low price of 247 rupees. The white sword can be yours.
Oh, that's because we've started.
Oh, yes, we did in fact start.
You know, I never thought the white sword would ever get shuffled into the shop.
That's what happens sometimes. But an absolute bargain on the blue ring at 55 rupees. I mean, that is just... That shopkeeper doesn't even know what he's doing.
Oh,
Can't
wow,
stay
the
in
magic
business
key is
like
only
that.
85 rupees. That's amazing. Or is that 65 rupees?
I don't know. Prices might vary from shop to shop. We do have our first level. Malagord just located one.
Hey, that's level...
But you start from a random room, so it's not always going to be easy to tell.
Oh, you know what? This is clearly level.
We've got something hanging out or on the ground there that look like whiz rope beams.
Oh, those were clearly the new bananas. You know, now you've got like a pair of bananas.
Dr. J and Rick have also found this level.
Yep.
A little hard to dig this stuff when you don't have a weapon just yet.
Gonna do a, there we go, clip in here and see if we get anything. Oh, look at that!
We have a double any key. That's double all the keys.
That's awesome. Now they can unlock twice as many doors as they can with the any key. And there it looks like Dr. J is picking up the twin nanners.
Well, I mean, TG will be twice as disappointed. What can you say? Alright, so a little more exploration working up this towards the vanilla blue ring of Quest 1. We've got a wood sword and a blue ring for sale.
Ooh, okay. Wait. Is the sword a sword?
Yes.
The sword is definitely a sword. See? Everything's normal.
Yes, everything is perfectly fine.
I mean, if you never mind the fact that the sword is not mirrored, horizontally. Oh, is that the white sword? That's the white sword! See,
one screen apart, how about that?
Everything is normal, folks. Sprite
and now Toasty's going to be able to open all the doors ever.
Huh. Those 0 keys. I guess it's one of those new any keys.
It must just be the count is hidden. That's probably a new feature.
Yeah, that's right. Deceptive counters is turned on, isn't it?
Yeah, we got all kinds of deceptive stuff going on tonight. In this perfectly normal seed.
Well, perfectly normal. The HP's been shuffled. Meet the Gibdo at the... Oh, I missed what that was?
It wouldn't matter if you did. The hints are deceptive tonight.
Hey, we found another any key. Well, we're finding all of the any keys tonight. Find the Gibdo at the grave. Yes, there we go.
Of course, good luck. We're all counting on you. Oh, an exploding any key. How about that?
Ooh. Oh, gonna opt to get the blue ring. That's really good for Adirondack Rick. Now he's gonna be taking half as much damage as before. And,
Oh, Malagord just found the croissant, the power bracelet.
Ooh.
Got that equipped so that you can use it properly. As normally happens in Zelda 1 Randomizer, of course.
Ah, yes, that's right. It's just like in Zelda 4. You equip the power bracelet, and now you can move rocks.
We do have some more level exploration going on.
We got bunnies. Hey, look, another free white sword. That's awesome.
Also saw half a ladder there. Maybe if you buy 2 halves, you can stick them together for a full ladder.
I guess the spice rack went on a diet. It's been going to Flavor Town a little too much.
Oh, there's another level.
Hey, here's another level.
The blue
this
ring
is level
burns that
10.
bush open, just like normal, of course.
Yep. So yeah, Adirondack Rick here at level. Yeah.
Okay, I think in 5 minutes in, we can acknowledge that Sprite Shuffle is on.
Nah.
We've seen a bunch of stuff. We see Triforce pick up for Rick.
Nah. No, because we got that. We got a vanilla, wood sword.
That's true, we did.
So Sprite Shuffle can't be on. It's. You know what? It's not. You know what? The game's doing it wrong. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Everything is fine. It's just
yes.
what we're seeing.
It's the game
is just
doing it.
Yeah, it's the game's fault.
We're just glitched out tonight, is all.
Yeah, we're running glitch percent. Somebody messed with the cartridge, and now look what's happening. I remember the fun times when I discovered that you could actually mess with the character ROM and the you abuse the heck out of your Nintendo, and all of a sudden in DuckTales, all of the push blocks became 1-ups.
So we've seen a bunch of non-trivial enemies on this overworld. We've got the super ropes, we've got whiz ropes hanging around here, there, and everywhere. It's not giving our runners the easiest time to get through.
Yeah, but on the bright side, at least they won't be in the dungeons.
So let's see. So far, what I've got. Incidentally, by the way, if we accidentally pick up the book, it will serve a purpose of being an atlas, so you'll be able to tell what level you're in when you walk in. So far, we've seen that the blue ring is the blue candle, and the any key is representing heart containers in dungeons.
Yep, and what's the power bracelet representing?
I'm not sure we've seen yet, actually.
There's 16 for small secrets. That's not too shabby.
It's either a wand or one of the boomerangs. Oh, letter. Letter's possible, too.
Okay, the letter, yeah. It just looked like Adirondack Rick took a death from an invisible enemy.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah. That's right, and invisible enemies have been turned on in this seed. It's okay, guys. Fred is in this match, so he can't hear anything we say. Anyway, so now I think the big thing on everybody's mind is location of level 9. Level 9 is going to be, the key to this seed. Because
as opposed to the any key.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the any key.
So this will be a commonly called a Holy Grail seed. It's one of the items will be required to get into 9. Once we find it, the old man will tell us the real item it takes.
Yes, and this old man will never lie to us. Ooh, 101 for a large secret, so that's not terrible.
So either the power bracelet or the key has to be the wood arrows.
It looks like those keys there are bombs. Which is quite fitting, considering that in a lot of cases, bombs essentially are keys. And 36 is our medium secret, so not too bad.
That's a decent money seed. We've seen large secrets at 101.
Ooh,
Dr. J is buying the book, the White Sword Atlas. That is.
Wait, we know that's the any book?
For that price?
It's
that or the sprite changed. Okay, blue ring. Sorry,
247 has to
my
be
bad.
the blue ring. No, and besides, the only way that the book is ever going to appear in a shop is if Boomstick is turned on.
Yeah, my bad. I've been playing too much Boomstick lately, apparently. The
Yeah.
magic shield as the white sword item, but not sure what that turns out to be yet.
Oh, so up here is the white sword item, or is like this is the? Oh, you know what? I think that's the.
It's a full-size sprite, so I believe that means it's going to be raft or ladder.
Oh, you mean up where Dr. JPHD was in the regular blue ring shop?
No, Malagord picking up the white sword item.
Okay,
It's
what
the
was
shield,
the white?
but
Okay,
not
the
the
white
shield.
sword item was the shield.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not the shield. It was the shield sprite.
Oh, it's a shield sprite. We just don't know what it does.
Yes.
Maybe it's the Atlas. Show this to the. Yep, that's the
Okay,
letter.
that's letter confirmed.
Yep. Oh, okay. So our explodey any keys are 27 rupees. So that's fairly steep. Here, Adirondack Rick has found another level. What level it is, we don't know. Actually, I have a feeling. Nope. No, I still don't know what this is. Somebody please get a map
Or an atlas.
or an atlas. Wouldn't it be hilarious if the book sprite actually was actually the map?
I mean, there's a chance.
Okay.
Dr. J has purchased his fire-throwing blue ring, so he'll be able to take something else from the Choose Any bonus. I always like that whenever possible. Double red ring on the ground.
Double red ring.
That may actually be the red ring. It caused a sprite change, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
No, that damage was too much. So
No, it can't. It can't be because a double item can only be like. It has to be. I don't think it's the step ladder, so I think it's the raft. Dig Dog or Gases on Death Mountain. Yeah, right.
yeah, if they would menu, I could tell these things, but they're making me
hello,
guess.
Oh, if it's a double red key, then double red key or double any key. That's the heart container. Ooh, and you know
Yeah,
what?
there was no items at the
Did
top.
you take a look at what we saw so far in that level?
I didn't get a good enough look. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at the item list instead.
Possible we have shapes, or that could have been level 7. And it looks like Toasty is here in this dungeon. This is the green dungeon. The Moblin has a boomerang. Ooh.
Hints are deceptive, though.
Yeah, but they're possibly deceptive. Not only that, though, they can be halfway deceptive. So yeah, the Moblin might have a boomerang, or it could be the Moblin has something else, or it could be the Moblin has a boomerang somewhere else other than where it said it was. So you never know. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes the deceptive hints halfway lie to you, but you can extrapolate some truth from it.
Well, we've seen it was a magic shield sprite. We just don't know what that turned out to be yet.
we found ourselves a bomb shop. Or a bomb shop, I mean a bomb upgrade shop.
It's always handy if they're near the start of the dungeon, then you could come back for them later if you have them money.
But bombs won't be necessarily as important.
Okay, well, there's our answer about the shield sprite. It's the wood boomerang.
Oh, okay. So, I guess it's Captain America today.
There you go. Nice. White sword item is the Captain America shield.
All hail. Are you sure? Did it go the right way, or did it come back to you only after a little bit?
Well, I hadn't seen Malagord use it, which fits with it being a boomerang, anyways.
Yeah.
But,
well, if it looked like if it was the wood boomerang color, then yes, it was Lord Banana.
Oh yeah, it was normal shield color, but
yeah.
I could tell from the range it was the wood. Is the enemies
boomerang.
using it? Oh, that's the compass.
The compass. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh no. Oh, okay. There's the.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Captain Americas. They're in blue. They're throwing shields. That's the Captain America room.
Yeah, there we go. There's the Tigdog Agaces on Death Mountain. Hello, Gleok. Again.
Throwing swords around. Didn't your mother teach you not to do that?
Oh, if only somebody had a Marvel-themed sprite sheet for this. That would be fun. Now there's a ladder block. Down there on Toasty's side. Hey, you know what? We still don't know. We still don't know what our dungeons are. Ooh, Toasty taking a death from the boomerang. The boomer shield. The shield rang.
We picked up a couple Triforces, but they're not required. They're mainly useful if we find the whistle, and then you've got the travel options.
Yeah. Also, they are. Yeah, they are. Well, yeah, that's what you'd probably do. Is you'd probably go through. You'd probably hunt through to grab the Triforce, and hope you'd run into the recorder. You see what's over here on the coast? Just a couple bucks. We still don't know which dungeon is what. Now, that's where looking at the Triforce would be important, because you can figure out what levels you were just in.
Well, you're talking about a bunch of very experienced runners who are going to recognize, typically, the dungeon within a few rooms. The confusing part for that would be the entrance shuffle.
Well, not just that, though. Isn't there a possibility that we might have shapes?
I don't think that there is. I did not see that in the summary. I think we have a chance of either.
Here's a half a ladder. Okay, so that is... Yeah, that looks like that might be the silvers. And there's a... Okay, I see. So the croissant is the
letter.
Yeah, the letter. The croissant is also the compass.
Thought double red ring was the compass.
Also, we do have first quest 1 to 6, because we can clearly see a snake here up on Malagord's side.
Yeah. First time we've seen a map today.
And Toasty is going to be picking up the white ring.
Lionels and Wizrobes living together in harmony, pure pandemonium there.
Mesrobes and Lionels living together? Mass hysteria.
I'm sorry, I failed at that one, but at least you caught where I was going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's timely. Nice clock to reduce the Lionel population.
Yep. Really? Okay, so Malagord's gonna pick up that candle. The candle ring.
To answer a question in chat, I think the sword you saw was actually the magic sword. The white sword item was the shield, which is a boomerang.
Yeah, I think that's the case. That makes sense. You know what? I think that has to be the case anyway, because the magic sword actually is a different sprite than the sword sprite itself. So everything else in this game, it works that the item that you see on the screen is the item that's actually being used. So if you see a sword in a dungeon, I mean when Sprite Shuffle's not on, when you see a sword in a dungeon, that's the sword you will be using. But with the magic sword, it's a completely different sprite altogether. So it gets confusing, and hey, it looks like Malagord has found another level. And ooh, we got a triple Dodongo room.
Oh, that'll use your bombs.
Yeah, no, I
Can also
believe that
give
the
you some
keys will
bombs.
always be keys, because believe me, it would probably be really annoying when you're looking for keys and you have to, you don't know what item you're picking up. So I think that's just to make things a little bit easier on everybody. So the keys will always remain keys.
Would getting a book show the correct sprites? That would be an interesting idea. I think the difficulty would be that the shuffle is done beforehand.
Well, the only way that would work is if there was a secondary table that had all the sprites. But and then of course, after getting the book, you just sort of shift to that secondary table. The problem is that the space necessary would be a lot, because yeah, it would take up a bit of space.
We did see the Armos item over in the forest be a heart container.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, with Heart Shuffle on, they're going to be seeing more heart containers in awkward places.
Can also mean more awkward items within dungeons.
That is true, and the worst part is you're not going to know what you get until you use it.
Yeah, that E or key, whatever it is, ends up being the silver arrows.
Well, the only reliable way of knowing which is what position on the subscreen it is. Now, that's somewhat easy to figure out overall with your B-button items, but with your held items, unless you memorize the order in which everything goes, you might have a bit of a tough time. Now, items such as, the book, or not the book, the raft and the stepladder are always going to take up two sprites, because it's basically one sprite that's mirrored. Same with like the heart container and the Triforce. Those are all mirrored sprites.
Oh, we've got 9. Rick has found 9. You need the book! Gotta have the atlas!
And look at this, what have we got here?
That's the raft.
That's the raft. Ooh, wow.
What is that? Was that double croissants?
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but it looked like there was a white sword that was circling around. I believe those were the Moldorms, because it looks like the Fireball sprite has been changed to the Sword sprite.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times on the lake, and
Yeah.
the Gorilla was throwing out swords too. Not Gorilla.
Oh, not the Gria, the Beamos.
No, Gleok. Gleok is what I was
Gleok
thinking
was
of.
throwing swords.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the Moldorms, which was just basically swords. Swords for days.
All the swords and more.
Now if only the land molas would be all swords.
All swords, no boards.
So So how would that work out exactly? Would it just be like all 3 swords on the overworld and all the dungeons are gone?
I don't know. Get the swords and Ganon's on the overworld. Ganon's just hanging out in the graveyard.
Well, maybe the princess could be on the overworld.
But she could be on like the northwest screen. You got to beat Ganon to get to her. This could happen.
I don't think you can actually do that per se, but...
Well, maybe not that specific screen, but like the arrow. You just have to have any one way.
You know what you do? You have 2 dungeons that are just like a couple screens each. One of them contains the princess, the other one contains Ganon. And then all of the overworld contains all of your other items.
So we are looking for the book, which means we're going to have to clear a lot of dungeon items to find it.
Yeah, we don't know where that book is.
We also are going to need the bow still. That we've not seen yet.
Still need the bow. We do have the silver arrows.
Actually, I'm not entirely... Looking back at this, I don't see Ganon required.
Really?
My summary, I didn't copy and paste that, so I don't think Ganon's required.
Let me double check that in a moment here.
Oh, please do, because I am certainly capable of making mistakes, and I try to correct them when I do.
Okay, let me just... where are you?
Toasty checking out Vanilla 1 to a lot of...
Down here, and...
No enemies in the way.
Alright, so it says here... Yes, Ganon is required.
Alright.
So yeah, we have
there we go.
Ganon.
Yeah, apparently I just missed the first few lines.
Yep.
Oh, you know what it is? I'm using the Evergrey tracker of Notepad, and I'm just using one notepad. So as I'm writing in what the sprite shuffles are, lines moved off.
Yep.
My bad.
It's alright, we're all confused here tonight.
We're all confused old men today.
Some of us may be a little bit older than the other.
Speaking of, is this our first weekly since Zelda 1 was officially accepted to GDQ?
I don't remember. No, it hasn't. It's been like a 3rd week, or 4 weeks, because the first week it was the vanilla overworld. The 2nd week was my idea with the vanilla items, and then last week was something.
Oh, we've got to go
block.
being a jerk.
Ladder block, Goma.
That's a double block. You don't get that too often.
Yeah. So now, according to the tracker, it looks like one of the levels we've been in and grabbed the Triforce out of is 3, and the other one is 8. Now that is an important thing to consider, is that the reason why you'd want to grab Triforces and a no Triforces required seed is that it helps to know which dungeons are what, because you want to know whether or not you want to be digging for, the 1 seller item or 2, or, whether there's 2 item drops on the floor or just 1.
So the waterfall is level 9.
Ones who does not have the book can't go in.
Wait, the song that said "Don't go chasing waterfalls" was lying to me?
Yeah, sure. And
Well, Rick could buy the bomb upgrade, but he chooses not to. I don't know what you're saving the money for, then.
Oh, you know what? Maybe gonna find a place to use up some of those bombs, and then maybe go back. Yeah, so like this.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, and then come back afterwards, and ooh, this is heavy.
Yeah, but deceptive hints, you're not gonna be saving the money for that.
That is true. You are definitely not going to need any of those hints. Not even the book will help decipher those, old men. And it looks like Leok has captured Ganon. Actually, no, not Ganon, the princess. Actually, no. I changed that back because Adirondack Rick is playing as a Gria, and Gria is trying to, kill Zelda and rescue Ganon.
Rescues Ganon and restore chaos to Hyrule. Got red ring for the red candle.
So Adirondack Rick nagged that Triforce out of 8. But we still don't know whether 8. Actually, wait. Do we know where we entered level 9?
9 is in the waterfall.
Oh no, but do we know where on the screen did we enter? Did we enter the lower right or did we enter near the middle?
Didn't actually know that you could enter 9 through the middle even with the random, but okay, we'll watch for that.
Yeah, level 9's entrances are not going to be shuffled because of the old man. Hey, look, I think we found
That's the magic boomerang.
Yeah, that's the That's more like Captain America's shield. Yes, way more scrap metal than usual.
So a lot of level hunting, but I don't know how much we've really seen people fully explore the dungeon to try and find both items that are potentially there. Seems like generally if runners have found one, they've probably been pretty likely to leave.
Here's another item, and this was the scrap metal that...
Yeah.
Rick, what are you doing? Oh,
he burned it.
Rick
he picked it up?
Picking it up. Boo. Boo.
To answer chat's question, yes, you could generally expect the sprites to follow the same color scheme.
And there's... Yep. So anyway, Rick picked up the wrong banana. I'm gonna pick up the blue ring / white sword.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's winning? To answer that question, who's winning?
Chat?
Chat? Oh, well, chat's winning, I think.
Maybe? Possibly?
Maybe. It's really hard to tell with this seed until somebody manages to crack the code and enter level 9. Because right now they still need the bow. Thankfully, the wand is not required. For those of you who've been following the All Boards No Swords tournament, know that the wand is required to kill Ganon because of the swordless. But here we've got a sword, so they don't need that wand whatsoever. In fact, I'm just reading chat. It picked up the right shield. Metal shield takes... Yeah, unfortunately, that's not quite how it works. Okay, I think that was the red ring.
Well, it's something. Looks like it.
Yeah, and, woo. Okay, that's not a fun sprite to have on the overworld.
That can make screen scrolling potentially a little bit harder. I can't be the only one thinking of Christmas looking at this, right? Like a Coca-Cola with the polar bears.
Maybe.
I don't know what to think sometimes. More level exploration going on, more world exploration going on. We don't need no Triforce.
Tringles? Tringles? We don't need no stinking Tringles.
Got Gizmo from Gremlins. That's a good one. That is a good one. there's our wood boomerang for Toasty. I have to experiment with it when you haven't seen that sprite yet, or don't remember it, to find out what you're dealing with.
So let's see. Oh, we found another item here. It's just another heart container for Rick.
Well, that level just had the key to his heart. Oh, power bracelet dropped.
Yeah. So the power bracelet we know is the compass and
No, double red ring is
Double red-
the compass.
the double red rings.
That's not the compass.
Oh.
Those
Okay.
ladder blocked, so unless it moves when Malagord goes back in there.
You know, I noticed something interesting. Not a lot of keys we found.
3, 2, and 0. It's not a great one. Not a great amount.
I just realized, it would be really hilarious? If the magic key was like the fairy and it wandered all around, but it was shaped like a bat. So, like, imagine going into the item cellar and you see 5 bats roaming around, and one of them's the any key. Because that would make it...
There's just... I'm stuck on this power bracelet because there's just not a lot of things left that could be.
Oh, that's, is that the book? No, it can't. No, that can't be the any key because the key count did not turn to A.
Well, he didn't get it. It was ladder blocked.
Oh no, I was talking about on Adirondack Rick's side.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was a single. Any key. No, I don't think it's the ladder. The ladder would have been a double any key if that was the case. Oh, you know what? It might actually be the power bracelet.
A ladder or raft is gonna be a full. It's gonna be a double if it's a single item like the key. It will absolutely be a double.
Well, there's the double ring.
So with that power bracelet being red, it could be the power bracelet itself, the key, or the book. That could have been the item.
Well, you see, that's where it comes down to knowledge of, where the items on the subscreen are. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to remember sometimes because you're so used to just seeing the sprite and just knowing that's what it is. Okay, well, you know what? That was the white sword.
It was indeed the white sword. Is the big shield shuffled? It absolutely... yeah. Well... No, book's not.
Probably... What's Adirondack Rick gonna do here? Gonna go back in here, and... This was... Nope.
Just a shop.
Must be just exploring around.
The big shield sprite is being used for the boomerangs today, so when we found the white sword item, it looked like the magic shield, but it was actually the wood boomerang. I need more money. So we could be potentially in a situation where we have to find the ladder to be able to pick up that book, because I think it's a 1 in 3 chance that was the book.
Now, where was it that we saw that item?
Dr. J saw it, but I don't know which level.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there's the Triforce out of this level. We don't know what the level is, I don't think. That was indeed the power bracelet that Rick picked up.
Yeah, so everybody can clearly see there's a reason we don't regularly play with this flag set.
Now, this flag set's not nearly as annoying as, say Blackout or One Hit KO.
What is that, a red ring on the ground? I think that was the... we already had the red candle.
I'm gonna check this power bracelet spot, and we have just more money. Now, I don't know if we still... Again, we need to go back into level 9 if we want to see exactly whether it's first or second quest level 7 through 9. I don't know if Chad has figured that one out
Well, we're
yet.
about to... That's Rick just walked by it, but he's already been in there.
Yeah,
It's gonna take somebody who hasn't been there.
Well, he might go back in. Oh, never mind. He got a clock. I was gonna say he might want to go back in there and refill his health.
First quest 7, though, apparently for.
So if it's first quest 7, then it's first quest all the way down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's boring. Let's see what else is on.
It makes for one annoying level 7, though.
Yeah, that's not the level 7 you want to see, but on the other hand, it means that level 8 is going to be a lot more kinder.
Yeah, so their Toasty is seeing that power bracelet I've been stuck on.
Ah, okay, this power bracelet, yeah.
Yeah, that's just sitting there.
Now,
and...
that could definitely be the book, because I believe what it is that the sprites are shuffled, but the sprite palettes are not shuffled. So that means that red power bracelet is always going to be a it's going to be a red, whatever the sprite is, it will be red.
Yeah, so I think it's still eligible to be the magic key on that. Is why I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
it could be.
I think there's a significant chance. That was that has to be ladder. Double wood arrows. Malagor just found the ladder.
Yeah. So we're gonna find what that item is. Eventually.
Yeah, so Malagord is our first one to find the ladder. That's pretty significant right now, but Rick in the same level should not be far behind. You know, when you play these, it's very likely the ladder is required.
Yeah, usually it's kind of hard to get past. Oh wow, okay, 14 for our bomb upgrade, so that's rather nice bomb upgrade there.
Very generous. Great to have that on a seed where you're not buying hints.
I still say it's rather funny that you're basically using any keys to blow holes in the walls. So it's like a key of a different sort.
It is unlocking more of the level for you.
I mean, imagine if bombs and keys were swapped, so that you actually had to lay a key down on the ground in order to blow open a locked door, but you just walk into a bombable wall, and it just opens if you have a bomb.
By the way, we do have second quest rooms enabled. Probably worthy of mention.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if anyone has really been checking. Oh, I just realized. I think that ferry is. No, I guess it's just a regular ferry. Oh, you know what? You know what it is. I think what it is that the item drops have been shuffled. So yeah, because gels never drop anything. So yeah, here we're seeing that the gels are dropping hearts.
Rick's got some Dodongos.
I'm all out of bubblegum. I think that's our bait block?
It looks like it in level 1, so 3 potential items in this level. You'd sure want to cover that in a short dungeon.
So, if that's the bait block, then yeah. I guess it could still be whichever level it is. Not being able to see what level number you're in is very confusing.
Yeah, but the level one's the easy one to tell. That shape is taking a
Yeah.
pretty distinct pattern.
Yeah, you're right. That is level 1.
That's even obvious enough for me. And that's saying something. I got cheat sheets like you wouldn't believe.
Wait, was that a power bracelet?
There's 4 screens. You gotta narrow this down for me.
Oh, I meant on Maligord's side. I think I saw a power...
Power bracelet turn into
the
the
power
map.
bracelets are the maps. Okay,
There we go.
That explains it. So what we saw on Maligord's side there, blocked by the ladder, might actually be the map. Or is it Maligord's side or was it Toasty's side?
Dr. J saw it first,
Dr.
and
J saw it
Toasty
first,
also saw it.
So that could very well be the map to that dungeon. Now here's the any key for Toasty.
This is a single one.
It's a single one, and I believe we came to the
That's
conclusion.
power
Yeah,
bracelet.
that was the power. Yeah, that's right. The power bracelet. Yeah, the any bracelet.
Yeah, I made sure to have a cheat sheet handy on that for tonight. I don't think I have ever actually played a seed myself with that flag on. Now I feel like I have to.
Oh,
That's a lot of Wizrobes in a row.
Yeah, Maligord just bodying all of them. That's one of the advantages of the Red Ring for sure. And you know what? It looks like Toasty is in level 8. And yeah, it looks like Dr. J is in level 7.
Late big level, but when you're talking about 3 potential items, it's worth spending some time in.
Yeah. Maligord picking up some more bombs.
Would that be the bait for sale? Because I would think Maligord would want to pick that up.
I don't know if we really know if the bait's going to be required or not.
Well, it's level 1, and I don't know that I don't think Maligord found 3 items. There'd be 2 floor drops.
That's possible. But it looks like we found another level here. I don't know which one that was. Or was that... this might be level 6 here on Rick's side. Not entirely sure.
This Captain America room is giving Dr. J the business. They're in blue, they're throwing shields.
Okay, we can go down here.
No drops there.
Ooh, there's something in here. Oh, that was just another key. Okay, I see here. So this must have been level 8, because... Oh no, this is level 1, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I guess our bait block was to the right.
Yeah, I think it's the next room.
Ouch, imagine if this was a bait block required seed.
It would feel very appropriate, honestly.
April Fools!
Leave your key or all your keys. Yeah, 2 rooms left in this level 1, unexplored without the bait.
So wait, leave your key or all the keys? So you mean
That's
like
what he asked for, the blue
no,
80
wait,
key.
so all of the keys or all of the keys?
No, 1 key or all of the keys.
Yeah, but that's the any key, so that's all of the keys. I mean, I know it's
Right,
not
but the other one was only 1 key.
yeah, but that no, the other wait, so it was like one regular key?
Yes, 1 regular key or all the keys.
Oh, okay, there we go. I didn't see. Usually that's like 5 keys or something ridiculous.
Oh, Chad is saying 5 of the keys. Okay, maybe I just misread it.
Yeah, 5 keys. Yeah.
That's possible.
So yeah, so it's like 5 regular keys or 1 all key.
Yes. In this perfectly normal seed. Okay, so yeah, it looks like that was a map that was left behind, most likely, because that is the power bracelet spot.
You found the map to level 3. Oh no.
But that's the nature of Sprite Shuffle. You have to wonder about these things until you know otherwise. We've got a wood sword. Recorder.
Ooh.
For Rick. Rick finds the recorder.
The arrow quarter.
Don't know if we'll get a concert tonight or not.
Yeah, we don't know what that recorder tune is going to be.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
think
there we go.
that's
That
2
too.
items out of 1 now that we have seen. I haven't been tracking this by level because I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
I just realized we haven't seen any dig doggers yet.
We do finally have a troll handle, though. No, we've seen Diggers.
We have?
Yeah, there was the dark room with 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
But how about this? Malachord's still the only one with the ladder at this point.
Yeah, it looks like this is level 5 here.
I mean, if I say to you in any seed that a runner's an hour in, the only one with the ladder, that's a fairly significant advantage on average. Now Rick's going to be the second to pick it up.
Rick's got the ladder. Well, hold on a second. Now, if Rick got the recorder in level 1, then that means that isn't that the last item? Or is there still one?
We've not seen the staircase item. We've seen the 2 floor drops.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we found the floor drop items, and it looks like it looks like the staircase item is in fact bait blocked.
And how long is it going to take to get back there? I mean, they have the money to buy the bait. You just have to be sure it's the bait, first of all.
Here's another dungeon. Which one is this? And
Hey.
Dr. J getting up the scrap metal.
Got 3, so shorter dungeon with 2 potential items.
Coma creeps on Death Mountain. That's right, old man. We totally believe you.
Well, you're not suggesting he could be deceptive to us, are you?
Wow. See, it's... Now, what item was
This should be an item.
That looked like an arrow.
Which one?
Oh, on Adirondack Rick's side. Oh, is that the book? Yeah, that looks like it's the book then. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Miger is 5 keys or all the keys. Yeah, it does look like he has the book.
Well, if the map appeared after obtaining that item, then it was definitely the book. Then that means Malagord must also have the book too.
It's still bow required for go mode, but
yeah,
2 out of 3 for Rick.
Ooh, Toasty taking a nasty death.
So we haven't covered this, but I suppose it bears mention. If you're looking at the menu, the item order is raft, book, ring, ladder, key, power bracelet. Left to
At
right.
least, at least with the key, it's easy to know without looking at your inventory because, yeah, like I said, the key will turn from a number to the A.
There's a few other things that are tells for you in Sprite Shuffle, like the wide sprites of the raft and ladder. They're going to be a double. So if
Yeah,
they're a single item, like a arrow, in this case it's the wood arrow for the ladder, there's two of them instead of just one.
yeah. Conversely, if one of those double sprite items ends up in one of the single sprite items location, then you'll see, like for example, you saw half of the step ladder.
Our medicine is letters today. Okay, there's the staircase item.
That's yeah.
That's the recorder. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we did find all of the items in level 1 then, or did we?
Well, we found
Okay. Level 1 had the recorder and the step ladder. Maybe
the
the other
step
item.
ladder was a drop, recorder was staircase, and
So
then there'd be one other potentially.
Yeah. So unless we found a heart container in there, which is not a guarantee, do you think it's possible that might be the bow?
I'm saying there's a chance. But so far, no one purchasing the bait and going back for it.
Well, for Rick, I mean, only 27 rupees. That that doesn't have the cash for that. Maligor does. Dr. J, well, barely does, and same with Toasty. So I think the reason why they haven't gone back and gotten the bait was just basically funding. As you're still gonna want to keep some cash around, in case you do find that bow. There's an Aquamentus.
Kind enough to hand over another key. You never really have too many keys.
5. It looks like here is this our staircase, it is our item, and it is a heart container.
Finding a lot so far. Not enough to be in range of mags yet, though. We did find that early on, so it's not that far from start if our runners get enough hearts.
Well, I mean, Rick does have, the white sword, so I don't think it's necessary for him. Okay, it's going to cough up one of those. Wait, that was the max bomb upgrade. That's what happened. So now now Rick can only carry 13 bombs.
Well, I mean, sometimes sacrifices just have to be made. That's a whole lot better than walking around with 7.
Well, that's one way you can take a look. That's one way you can look at it is that if you get 6 bombs, it means that you can sacrifice 2 of them and you'll come out ahead with vanilla upgrade. But yeah, here's the Triforce in 5. And Rick is deciding to pick that up, get a refill.
Okay. So Maligord, interestingly, has taken that book back to First Quest 9 here and is trying to find the bow here. Now, this follows a lot of logic that many runners will use. If you only need one item, you might as well search for it in 9, because you gotta search 9 anyways to find Ganon, find Zelda, and there's 2 chances of it being here.
Yeah, that's actually a very good decision. And even if it comes up empty, you're still gonna get that knowledge of knowing where the pig's located and where Zelda might be located. So, and not only that though, you'll have gone through all the bombs, locked doors, things like that. So.
By the way, the bubbles are random in what they do for this seed, so I don't know what they're actually doing, but they're not taking away the sword.
Okay, so I think we might be working on inverted controls.
Could
Yeah.
be. If so, props to Maligore for doing it so flawlessly. Boy, this is the nature of that heart container shuffle. Sometimes you have to spend a lot of time exploring dungeons that you really don't want to.
Now, here's a dungeon that I don't think we've seen yet.
No, that power bracelet plot, I believe, is new territory. Just probably 4 or 5?
Well, it's not 5. We already saw 5. Maybe this is 2.
Okay, 2 or 3 then. No,
Well,
we've
no,
seen
we've already
3.
seen 3.
And we've seen 4, actually, so yeah, this seems to be 2.
Maybe this is... You know what? I think this might actually be 6. Because we did get a hint that said Goma creeps at the grave.
But hints are deceptive.
Ah, they're potentially deceptive. See, that's the fun part about those kind of hints, is that you actually really don't know until it happens.
Okay, that answers that. Thanks, book. That is 2.
Oh, it is 2.
Yep.
Yep. Wait,
They're
so that's
entering
level
on the
2's
top.
color palette. Fred. Has dungeon palettes actually been... No, they have to be shuffled. Look at level 9.
Yeah, they are.
So then it just so happens that level 2's palette is level 2's palette.
Indeed. So 2 is great for being a short dungeon, and with these 2 potential floor drops, kill everything, win.
On the other hand, if there's some nasty combat in 2, doesn't look like combat's going to be that bad.
No, you got that white sword too, the red
Rick has the
ring.
white sword. Wait, arrows?
That's the wand.
That's the wand. Sadly, we're
Wand.
not playing swordless, so it won't.
And there's our second item, 2 rooms apart.
Wow. And what item is that? That is the...
That's
That's
that
the
the
bow?
map?
Is that the bow?
What was it?
I think that's the bow.
I was looking for different slots. If it was, that's huge.
Yeah, Rick doesn't have the silver arrows yet, that's why. But if you look at that wooden sword, is the same color as the bow.
Yeah, that makes
was-
sense.
that
Chat
was-
confirming
That was
that's...
at level 2. That means Rick just has to find those silver arrows. So it looks like, unfortunately, Maligore is taking a bit of a detour here. But the question is, though, Rick's going back into level 9.
I think for 9, that leaves the magic key.
Yeah. Adirondack Rick is going back into is going into level 9.
And probably a heart container. I believe we have everything else accounted for.
You know what? At this point in time, considering Dr. J has to just make his way to 2, but Dr. J still needs the power bracelet, so he's still a little bit ways behind.
I don't know if we've officially confirmed that the ladder was required, but wow, you had to find the power bracelet. Making good use of that wand, though. Even if it's throwing out fire.
Oh,
Well, no
hey,
Patra's in this 9.
we have Dig Doggers instead. Uh-oh.
So it's a little more mild than the Patras.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rick does have the recorders, so... And so does Maligore, so they're both not going to be stuck behind a Dig Dogger block. That is at least one comforting fact, but unfortunately they're both... they're both barking up the wrong tree, so to speak.
Yeah, in the unknown, it's a play that makes perfect sense. And
Yeah.
the good news is for them, they should find Zelda and Ganon and be able to route this 9 that much faster.
So, to answer the question, who is winning, here is the thing. Malagord has the silver arrows, but is lacking the power bracelet and the bow. Adirondack Rick has the bow and the power bracelet, but is lacking the silver arrows. So between the two of them, they have enough to take down the pig, but unfortunately, they don't have, the complete piece of the puzzle.
The old man in 9 did tell us the truth about the silvers lying elsewhere. Here's the thing. Rick sees that with deceptive hints. That might make him think he's on the right track.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things about deceptive hints is that it's basically like a double deceptive hint. So, just the fact that deceptive
He's got Zelda.
Oh, we got a Zelda sighting. So that's all the way over there in that corner.
Yeah, top right.
Now, for Rick's sake, I hope he runs into the items.
Toasty, meanwhile, is in 2, so that's good news.
Yeah, level 2 is where you're going to get your bow. So that means Toasty is going to be kind of in the same position as Rick, minus the step ladder. Oh, shoot.
This is a convoluted one. You gotta give props to all these runners for...
Even if there wasn't Sprite Shuffle on, I think this would actually be a fairly interesting seed.
So Toasty has basically been in all of the rooms except the 2 that give the items because they're right next to each other.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you take that wrong turn at Albuquerque, so to speak. Ooh, running into a lot of locked doors here in level 9. Goma creeps on Death Mountain, so yeah, that looks like... Ooh, there we go, here's an item. Is this? What is this?
That's the any key.
That's the any key, yes. So that is something that it would be nice for Rick to have.
It's going to make exploration of this 9 pretty...
Yeah, and the faster...
Much more efficient.
Yeah, the faster you can knock down all these rooms in level 9, the faster you can go back to the correct level and pick up those silvers. I don't recall where the silvers were. I'd want to say level 4.
It was one of the earliest ones we found.
Yeah. The beast awaits southwest of Skull. Does it? Here's a potential item room, and it is... Nope, just another staircase.
Lot of staircases in 9.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Does Rick know he has a step ladder?
Oh, absolutely does. But he may want to leave that 5er on the ground intentionally just to not be confused about where drops are.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Plus, also, too, you don't know if you'll run out of cash at some point and you need a quick 5er to take down Ganon. Now, here's something. What have we got here? Nope, just another staircase.
More stairs. I'm personally somebody who likes to take staircases in 9 and map them out as best I can.
Yeah.
I figure that way I'm covering twice as much ground.
Oh, here we go. The kidnap is northeast of Skull. That is correct.
That's 2 out of 3 hints were true. Are they true in 9?
Yeah, no. Remember, there's no guarantee. The deceptive hints does mean they could be telling the truth. It means they could be telling a lie. It means they could be telling a mixture of the two. That's why it's so deceptive, because you see, that's the funny thing is if deceptive hints were turned on, you'd know they're lying 100% of the time. But that's what makes them so deceptive. I mean, what do they say? Even the devil tells the truth every now and then?
How about that? What I do know is Toasty just picked up the bow. So, piece of the puzzle now for Toasty. The hardest piece, I would say.
Yeah.
Dr. J should find the ladder here before long.
I imagine that once Dr. J finds the ladder, is probably going to book it back to that croissant that we found in the moat room. Which was just going to end up being a map.
So this is just so interesting. It takes us in, but there were other people in this one, so it bears mentioning that Captain Green has already finished in first place. Thurwolf was in second, and Fred finished in third. One can only imagine what theirs look like. So, by the way, want to mention that next week, the weekly here on Speed Gaming is going to feature the flags of GDQ. We're all really excited about Zelda 1 Randomizer being in GDQ, so it'll be a nice hype race to help promote that.
Yep, maybe after GDQ there's going to be an influx of new members into the community. Which is good because this is a very nice, it's a very good community. They've been very open and accommodating and welcoming.
I just wonder how many people are going to donate for the final message, which, you know, somebody has to donate for, but how many people will do it?
Huh.
I'm sure whoever our commentators are will do it anyways.
Yeah.
Maligord's got level 8 now. Out of 9, so a little bit closer to the answer.
I don't know
That
if that's...
Triforce looks compelling right now for the health refill.
Yeah.
Maligord agrees.
No, just a heart container. I guess Rick is going to pick that up. Going to put him at least a little bit closer to Magic Sword.
Yeah, this will be the recorder for Dr. J. And that third item in level 1 is another heart container. Interestingly, Rick now has enough hearts that it could be a worthwhile play for Magic Sword.
That's what I was just getting at. I think that's why Rick was deciding to pick it up after all.
Well, I'm sorry to steal your thunder then.
Ow.
Maligord and Dr. J are close.
Yeah, I just realized that nobody's really been trying a whole lot in the way of whistle spots. I guess they don't really have to, considering. But it looks like, ooh, okay, so here's level 6. So I don't know if level 6 is where we found it. Now we know we know that the silver arrows were a floor drop.
It's just funny at this point to see these two runners going in, both needing that one item and basically the same search pattern, but for different items. few more bombs for your trouble.
Yeah, so... Yeah, so I'm still trying to remember where we found those silver arrows. I think it might have been here on Toasty's side, I'm not sure. In this dungeon? Ooh, Rick taking a death from the pancakes.
It was one of our very early dungeons, for sure.
Okay, yeah, so this one's here level 5. Maybe...
Malagord just found the power bracelet, which is required, so Malagord is that much closer. Now he's got to find level 2.
Yeah, in the grave. Oh, does not have the ladder, cannot clip over to that Triforce. Meanwhile, Malagord is still...
There's the ladder for Dr. J.
That's good to hear.
Took a while to get there, but you're always going to be glad to finally have it.
Yeah. Well, wait a second, which level did we find the book in?
I've not been writing those down. I've just been writing down the sprites.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was 6.
Wait, Gleok... Oh, wait a minute, hold on a second here. It says Gleok lurks with the silver arrows. Yeah, you know what? I think that's it. I think the silver arrows were in fact in level 4. But here's the thing, Rick doesn't know that that's true.
Malagord finds another heart container. Now it's going to be in range of Magic Sword, potentially.
This is our item here. Yeah, it's just a heart container. Maybe Rick wants to pick that up? No, it has enough heart containers to make another pass at Mags. So yeah, so... Once Malagord's finished with level 8, hopefully he will make his way back to the grave and check that bracelet spot. But Rick, on the other hand, where is Rick going? Yeah, this is 4. Rick got the hint. Rick interpreted that hint as correct, and is looking for the silver arrows here in 4. I think they might have been in this room. Now there's the map.
Old news. We got all the maps we need.
Okay, so here's our 4 item, and it is just the... Okay, yeah, that's the raft.
I don't think we ever got to check over the raft spots.
I don't think we really need to check the raft spots.
No, but I'm just noting things that are...
Yeah, the raft thoughts are still outstanding, but we definitely don't need to check those out.
I mean, we're still missing a couple of choose any's, so... If you're chasing the Max Heart Dream...
So yeah, yeah, it looks like Rick isn't going to clear out that room. He's going to avoid all these bunny rooms. So I was going to check this one out. Ah yes, this might have been our room here.
Of course, Rick never went and bought wood arrows, I don't think, so... He's got his range from the wand. But it's always nice if you can have arrows for dealing with Paul's voice.
Yeah. Yep, there it is, the silver arrows. Rick is finally in go mode. It's going to be the first of our featured racers to be able to complete the puzzle and take down the pig and get the bacon.
I'm half surprised he doesn't go back to start and check for the mags, but he's so close to 9. I certainly understand this. And you've already seen the combat in 9 is actually not very bad at all, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally retract what I said. I mean, this is absolutely
yeah, the approach
right.
to level 9 is a little bit difficult, but also too, Rick does have the white sword, so that's a good enough of a combat advantage, I'd say. Oop, getting bopped by those flames.
The biggest things about screens like that, when they're blocking a path you know you're going to have to go again, try and just leave one alive, and then the rest won't respawn.
Yeah.
Makes life easier.
Yeah.
But this is very low life. I don't know if Rick was able to pick up a potion at any point. Like I said, we didn't see a lot of the bonus caves, so...
Shoot. Yeah, those shoot rooms always getting in the way. I don't think we've seen a Ganon sighting yet.
No, we did see a hint that he was southwest, and the other hints in 9 were truthful, so...
Well, you see, that's the fun thing about Deceptive, is you give him a few true hints, and then the one hint that you wish was true is like, nope, that was a lie.
I did find the compass, so verifies the Zelda room for us.
I guess that's a good rule of thumb, is when you have deceptive hints on, it's a good idea to still note those hints. Because, like I said earlier, sometimes the hints are deceptive, but they can still contain some element of truth to them. And sometimes you can just start, crossing things off your list. So it's like, okay, so the deceptive hint said this item is in this location, so it's like, that item's probably not going to be in that location, so...
I would really like seeing Rick go down there. Never mind.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've got Zelda.
I didn't hear the roar there. I guess I have my volume too low.
I didn't hear the roar either, but that was because I wasn't paying attention. And it looks like Rick's got the stun lock and loses it and gets it back. Nope, loses it again. And
there it is.
There we go. We've got Royal Jelly.
Quick up A will put you back on the right track to get to Ganon in this case. Our other runner's still trying to piece the whole puzzle together. Malagord was the first on-stream runner to pick up the ladder. Fortunately, not finding level 2 and the bow. Power Bracelet was required to do that, but that's up at the grave, so completely the wrong side of the world for Malagord right now. course, you don't know till you find it. There's the door.
There's Ganon.
Here's Ganon.
Hey, we've got bacon. And with that, Rick has finished in 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 24 seconds. Random Effect finished in 4th place with 111.50. Fred Kaufman finished 3rd with 108.57. Deerwolf finished in 2nd with 108.44. And Captain Green finished in 1st place with 1 hour and 5 minutes, 48 seconds, and... Yep.
There's Toasty finding the recorder. That much closer to the end. This is a seed that just required a lot of exploration, and I haven't even really figured out how convoluted it was to find the answer, but you had to find the power bracelet to find the bow. So yeah, this was going to be a complicated one even without Sprite Shuffle.
Okay, so the recorder tune is Mary Had a Little Lamb. And with that, we are joined by Adirondack Rick. GG.
Well, that was something.
Oof.
Well, we were just speculating that this would have been quite the seed even without Sprite Shuffle.
Yeah, that was a nice bow that was power bracelet block for certain.
I mean, yeah, it's a trolley seed, but at least it wasn't 4 hours long.
So fun fact, all 3 hints for 9 ended up being true.
I was so hoping that they weren't when I found that one about the silvers.
You know, it would have actually been hilarious if deceptive hints were on, but that would have actually been a deceptive flag, so, you know, truthful hints were on all along.
There's the letter for Toasty. Got Dr. J still looking for the bow, so is Malagord, neither near level 2 yet. Malagord does have the power bracelet, Dr. J still needs it.
Give a lot of credit to Captain Green with an hour 5. And let's just say, you know, for the people that are watching, people who are not used to sprite shuffles and whatnot, normally these kind of seeds, which we would call with Tempest settings, with the exception of the fact that we actually made Ganon required and the sprite shuffle aspect, don't usually take over an hour. So that just shows you how evil this seed was from the get-go.
How do you go about approaching these with the shop items? What are you willing to gamble on? What are you saying, yeah, not so much?
I'll tell you, after that level 1, I was getting really worried that I was going to have to go purchase the meat. But, I mean, the way I probably normally go about it would be just to go ahead and, I don't know, figure out what things I really need, figure out which ones I'm not even going to bother getting in the shop, and just go from there.
If I recall correctly, did you make an attempt on the magic sword?
No, well, I made some attempts on it when I thought it was the red ring.
Okay.
But no, it turned out to be that after that, by the time I got enough hearts to go through it, it was like, nope.
We had, I think it was Malagord found early that magic shield was the wood boomerang as the white sword item. That was a convoluted sentence.
I didn't even see myself pick up the book.
Toaster turning in the 6th place finish. So Rick, any thoughts in particular on this one, or maybe about next week?
Well, let me see. First of all, it's like, the start of the seed was what really wrecked me. Like, just took way too many bad deaths, and it's kind of easy to take deaths when you have Wizrobes on the overworld, but it just means you gotta play a little more defensively. I really hated that Armos item screen. And Lily said about that. Also, next week, we got the, just got into SGDQ flags coming up. That's gonna be nice. Give you guys a preview of what's maybe to come in June in Minnesota.
I think we're all pretty excited for that. There's so many people who put effort into that, but from what I hear, Jam especially put a bunch of work into that, and to see Fred himself racing it is just fantastic, in my opinion. And I'm sure we're all looking forward to a great show. A little fun with the recorder there.
Good old Mary had a little lamb.
That key was not the bait you were looking for. At least I assume that's what Malagord is doing here.
No, that's definitely the key.
Yes, but I think Malagord is looking for the bait for level 1.
Oh yeah. Oh, so no, I think Malagord did pick up the bait.
I can understand why he would think that, because there is an item in one that was locked behind the bait.
Yeah, that has to be a heart container at this point. But, of course, you don't know that till you know it.
Did you guys even see Wooden Boomerang?
Yeah,
yes, that was the white sword item.
Yeah, why did you pick up the scrap metal?
Well, he didn't see the white sword item, so he didn't know that was a boomerang.
Well, I say the Gria is throwing the shields at me, but there's certain items that can look like the same things, and I hadn't even seen any moblins to confirm. So I wanted to make sure that that was going to be the boomerang that I picked up, and yep, it was.
Yeah, well, the thing about Sprite Shuffle is that while the sprites are shuffled, the palettes are never going to be shuffled, so that's how we knew that sword that you picked up in one was, in fact, the bow. Yeah, so the magic boomerang is always going to look like it's a wood looking, and I guess the magic one's always going to have like that other type of sprite to it.
Yeah, but it was too close to what could have been the magic, the silver arrows, so I couldn't take a chance on that, and I had to pick it up at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing about Sprite Shuffle is you just never know.
Toasty's in the right place. Where are you going, Toasty? Toasty!
By the way, on Malagord's side, we saw that he gambled at the casino and won 62 rupees.
Doesn't Toasty already have the bow?
No. Oh, yeah, Toasty does have the bow. Toasty's
has the
looking
bow,
for
not
silvers.
My bad.
Now, Toasty is in the right area, but unfortunately he's going to dig level... Oh, that's right. No, Toasty doesn't have the silvers. So Toasty is in the right place. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sprite Shuffle makes everyone confused.
That's pretty much the synopsis behind Sprite Shuffle at this point, yeah.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Looks like Dr. J is going to make a play for the magic sword. It seemed like a fairly nice 9 as far as the combat went.
Well, you had the kind of the easiest enemies in the game at that point. You had Moblins, you had, what was it, Staphos in there too. You had yourself set up with a very easy enemy set, which meant you didn't have to worry about a heavy amount of combat.
So, when's Sprite Shuffle with Elite 8 flags coming?
You know what? If somebody puts in a 50,000 cheer for Speed Gaming 2 at this point, I'll consider it.
You'll only consider it. You'll not promise. Oh, by the way, 11 hearts was enough for the magic sword, and there it is for Malagord. Well, no, that's not the bow.
No, that wasn't the boat. No, that wasn't the boat. Bow's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what that was up there.
Toaster is right. The answer
I think
is
it was
no
the wand.
Jacob.
Oh yeah, it was the wand. That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of confusing when I was going through the Ganon fight, that you had two identical B button items.
One of which you wanted, one you didn't. Not sure we mentioned that Shaddy finished in 7th place, and then we just have Unos turning in the 8th place.
And it looks like Dr. J is going to pick up that any key.
And that's another rude thing, was that right there. I'm thinking, yes, I got it. Yes, I got it. And then, no, I don't have it.
Well, not much doubt for Malagord, only 2 hearts short of Max being able to pick up the magic sword. Why not?
So yeah, so this is the screen here that had... Oh, and Toasty just missed it.
The problem with that, and this is the reason why I skipped over it first. The problem is that is the same room as the room that's above it, and normally that room in 4 does not have a drop because it's Manhandla's room that you never ever see in the speedruns.
Right.
So you kind of discount it as not going to be a drop until you have to put 2 and 2 together. There are back-to-back rooms that are the same thing. So in other words, Goma's room popped into level 4.
Yeah. See, no, I usually just clear every room because I'm like that.
Well, you don't miss things when you kill everything.
Yeah, well, you know what you miss. You miss first place. 100% completion is not how you win races.
Oh, well, winning's not everything.
I mean, unless your opponent forfeits, then you can 100% then still win the race. Which I've seen Super Metroid races turn out like that.
So definitely want to give you guys a thanks for commentary for this race, and you know, next week we'll do the SGDQ flags.
Hope to see a great turnout for that one and a lot of hype. I think we're all excited to finally see Z1 get in to GDQ, and
oh yeah,
a lot of people have put in a lot of time trying to make that happen, and thank you to all of them for that. Also, let's say thank you to Speed Gaming for continuing to partner with Z1 Randomizer and hosting the weeklies.
So with that, I'm going to go ahead and duck out of here, and good luck to the remainder of the runners.
Good night, Rick, and remember, we're all counting on you.
And meanwhile, Malagor level 9.
Malagord in position to finish this is in go mode, having picked up the bow out of 2. Dr. J still doesn't have the power bracelet.
Oh wait, Malagor didn't pick up the bow in 2.
I
Did he? No.
believe he did.
Oh. Okay then, yes.
Question in chat, where was the magic key? That was in 9. It's just easier to find it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Malagord was in 2, did both the rooms.
Yeah, okay, there we go. It was not marked on the tracker.
That's okay. It's a lot to keep up with.
Toasty left level 4 without the silver arrows. Is gonna finds a hint shop.
You don't need your hints, old man.
You know what was hilarious is the hint for the silver arrows was actually truthful. Both of the hints.
Well, hilarious was that all 3 hints were right. We saw all 3 hints in 9 be correct.
But we also it was
It
but
was
then,
right.
I mean also
Right about the
like,
silvers being elsewhere, were Zelda in the northeast and Ganon in the southwest.
but we did get a hint that Gleeok lurked with the silver arrows. That ended up being truthful. Yeah, the hints for silvers were in 6. So yeah, that's what I mean about deceptive hints, is that it's deceptive in the sense that they could be right, they could be wrong. And there we go, Malagord has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 49 seconds. Meanwhile,
Good.
Yunos finished in... Well, Malagord finished in 9th place. Did I say 1st place?
You finish, you're a winner.
Anyway, Yunos finished in 8th place with 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 21 seconds. And then Shady came in 7th at 1:33:53. Yeah, and Toaster in 6th with 1:30:43. Yeah.
So Dr. J, I don't think Dr. J's on the right track. Still needs the power bracelet and bow, I believe.
Yeah, well, one leads to the other.
Well, that's why it's.
And
Right.
with that, joining us is Malagord.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
Pretty well. We only had to watch this one. You had to play it.
It wasn't that bad. I gambled bow in 9, which was, even as I was doing it, I'm like, this is really dumb. It's only like a 30% chance in here, and whatever. But no one had finished at the time, so like, let's take a chance on it and see what happens.
Well, we saw you and Rick both making the 9 gamble, but for different items. One needed bow, one needed silvers.
Ah, okay.
ooh, look at that. Toasty getting a hint level 6, but it is not the right hint, nor is it a correct hint.
What really was making me really nervous was as I was finishing, my only options were the items in 2, which I hadn't found yet, and there was one item still left in level 1, but it was meat blocked, and I didn't know what the meat was.
Well, we saw the shopping trip not quite work out the right way.
Oh, eventually it did, but I started thinking maybe that's why it took. I mean, where was their finish? There was after an hour, but then there was only a couple people that finished there. I thought maybe that was it. Maybe they had meat and it was back there, and no one else was getting meat. So,
By the way, what was the bubble effect? If you happen to recall.
swordless, I believe. Was that set at random?
It was set at random, and it seemed like you were using the sword right away.
No, it wasn't inverted. I can tell you that.
Okay.
There was nothing inverted here. Except my gameplay, am I right?
Hey, you finished this one, you're doing well. Speaking of doing well, Zarnax just finished in 10th.
Now on the bright side, it's not Elite 8 flags, so...
So apparently because they were all first quest dungeons, we never actually saw that flag come into play.
Well, I guess for the sake of all the racers and all the watchers, it's a good thing that it ran, first quest all the way, because otherwise we'd be here for another hour.
I think with our experienced runners, we really have gotten to the point where there's a lot more of a comfort level with second quest.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but...
Yeah, personally, when I came into the community a couple years ago, I loved Shapes. Shapes was my first tournament in the community. But now that I've learned so much more about, just the logic of the randomizer, I'm really starting to hate Shapes. So I was just fine with them being normal first quest or second quest, as long as they weren't Shapes.
Yeah, I would say out of all of them, I'd say second quest is probably the most difficult, but also the more interesting. But Shapes... Yeah, Shapes can be one of those things where it's kind of like... And that's what got me... That kind of got me what part of the inspired me to, come up with the itemless seed. With the... with the vanilla items. Is when you sort of change around the logic a little bit, I think you kind of change the way that the shapes are generated. Because I noticed that a lot of the times you'd see the shapes, they'd just be all kind of like gigantic and blocky and not really sort of interesting.
I think Toasty is pondering the truth of that hint.
Yeah. April Fools, the silvers really were in level 4.
All the dungeon hints were true, as far as I could see. And I played a practice seed earlier, and it was the same way, that any hint in a dungeon turned out to be accurate. I never bought hints, of course. But...
Interesting.
Yeah,
Toaster's saying there was a hint before that was wrong, so...
Okay.
Maybe just the ones I
The
saw.
only ones I
got
particularly
lucky.
noted was 9. All 3 and 9 were correct, was what I had noted.
I see Dr. J's having the same problems I had finding the door into Ganon.
Dr. J still needs the power bracelet and bow. So it was just gambling on bow and 9, but it doesn't pay out.
Oh,
Or no,
I
he
see.
has power bracelet. Okay, we just didn't get that up yet, so he's just got to find level 2 now. So Dr. J is heading in the right general direction.
I think one of the more annoying aspects of this seed was it seemed like everything worthwhile or everything in your path rolled beefy. The dark nuts were all beefy. The whiz robes, I mean, they were overworld, but they were still beefy.
And then you threw Wizrobes and Lionels on the same screen.
Way to go, Rick.
Well, no, he didn't generate this seed.
He generated the flags that allowed it to happen.
You know
Well, I
what?
still blame
I'll take
TGE.
it. I'll take it. You're right. The real answer is we should be blaming TGE.
I mean, really, we could take it back and blame Fred, as always, because he created the entire randomizer, but...
That's right. Don't blame Jiggly for rolling this seed.
Well, Dr. J was headed in the right direction now. Unfortunately, he's gone a different one.
Looks like he's heading back to 6. Oh no, he's still digging up there for...
He doesn't have 2 yet. Well, there's one of the missing bonus.
You know something? In cases, it might actually be better to assume with deceptive hints. And when it comes to the items, it's probably a good idea to assume that the hints are true until otherwise proven false. That way you can kind of, not always, but sometimes, kind of get past that. Yeah, see, Gleok hitting that. So, I think Toasty's come to the conclusion that the silvers are not in level 4.
It's just one of the fascinating things about this seed is that we've definitely seen it where you could have either item and be missing the other one. Ladder
Has
was on
Toasty
your...
found 4? Because the silvers were
Yeah,
decently
Toasty,
early. I was in there pretty early.
Yeah, no, Toasty did find level 4, but Toasty didn't clear out the room. Because remember, there are 2 rooms, identical to each other, one on top of the other. One was the manhandler that had no drop, and the other one was the Goma room, which did have a drop. And Toasty didn't clear the other room because it had, it had Paul's voice in it.
Can we also take a moment to appreciate the idea of 19 max bombs? That's pretty sweet.
Well, it would have been 20 max bombs, but...
And yet, nothing is going to die to 1 bomb. Buyers didn't die to 1 bomb.
So, at this rate, who do you think is going to pull ahead, Dr. J or Toasty?
Well, Dr. J's gotta find 2, and just not in the right direction for that. Toasty's got to cover ground where you've already been, so I'd say that's favored between the 2.
So how did this race look on the restream? Were Rick and I in 9 at the same time looking for Bo? Or Bo
Definitely.
and Silver?
You were both looking for Bo at the same time. No, I'm sorry. One was looking for Bo, one was looking for Silvers, but you were both looking for it in 9 at the same time. Try to say that correctly.
Looking for different items but in the same dungeon. Which is kind of cool, because, it means that we got all the pieces of the puzzle, So I guess you could say that Toasty is, toast.
And this room, that just rude. This is a required room with the turrets and everything. Well, I mean, you didn't have to come into 8, actually, so it wasn't really required. But if you want to dig 8, you gotta kill this room.
Well, it's the kind of thing that makes you think that could easily be the answer in the seed.
I was actually pretty sure because I found 8 after I went into 9, and being where it was in a very accessible location that I just skipped over because I had troubles finding a candle. I kind of was sure that it was
Now, I thought the power bracelet was in 5, wasn't it?
Oh no, you're right, Toaster. 8 did have the power bracelet in.
Yeah.
And we needed it in 2, yeah. So yeah, you gotta do this.
Well, Toasty already has it. If I'm not mistaken. I believe from that item menu, yes.
And I've got power bracelet marked
Yeah.
on my tracker as being in one of the staircases.
Yeah, that's right. The power bracelet looked like the any key. And that's right. It looked like a vanilla any key. So
Yeah, this is just to look for the silvers.
yeah, gonna go in here and see that there's nothing.
That's what happens when you've already looted it.
Yeah, he does have the power bracelet.
Well, he has to have the power bracelet because he has the bow already. So
Very true, yeah.
yeah.
Dr. J is now 1 heart away from max.
Has he got mags yet?
Oh yes, a while ago. Only 11 were required. So while we have a moment as they explore new ground, it's a good time to mention again that next week on Speed Gaming, the weekly will feature the GDQ flags. Just kind of feels like it's got that extra bit of hype to it. Of course, I also felt that way about tonight. I'd signed up for this just because they said it was going to be an April Fool's flag set. I'm like, okay, I'm in for that.
Ah, joke's on you. You had to commentate with me.
I'll gladly do it again sometime. Hunt for the bow, hunt for the silvers. If only they could trade information.
I mean, they could trade in for information, but unfortunately, that would not be legal.
Well, that's why they can't do it.
I mean, can and should not are 2 different things. I mean, you can technically do anything you want to, you just have to face the consequence.
Looks like Dr. J is going to go back for that bait block. Which I believe is going to be the final heart. Alright, 2 rooms.
There it is.
It's a nice room for dark nuts. That's the kind of room I really like them to be in, where it's got the blocks in the middle that are going to force them to turn.
Oh, okay, here we go. Acromat.
And there's the last heart container. We got the max. The dream is real.
Guarded by an Aquamentus in level 1. That's a Fred moment.
Almost the vanilla room too, just one right of it. It's in the Triforce room.
Yeah.
Well, that can't leave Dr. J with many options at this point. In fact, should be down to only the one. Also, to those of you on the East Coast and beyond, happy Monday. I am amused by the healing letters, by the way. I just want to say that.
Did you happen to know what the prices were?
Money is not exactly in short supply, but 30-something and 60-something, I think.
Okay. Haha, get it? Letters, note.
Actually, I didn't, but it's midnight, so... There we go! Dr. J has found it. You just gotta actually go in. There we go.
Now, Willie, take the right way in level 2.
Well, nice thing about 2, it's quick, and because you already have all the hearts, you know both of these drops are gonna be items. That's rare knowledge to have.
Oh, please don't go down, please don't go down, please. Oh, you're going down.
I think you have to.
Unless Rick found a way to put more hearts in there. You know, April Fools. Which it is April Fools now on the East Coast.
Yeah, indeed.
Now Dr. J's going down.
Yeah, I would say Dr. J is going down in more ways than one. Leok
Yeah.
returns to the forest. Yep, that's false.
This is apparently where all the keys were hiding, too. We started slow on that, but people were up to double digits by the end of this. Any preference on the all the way down one column of 2 versus the check the row by row?
I was actually just thinking about that. I think I would, you know, zigzag my way down so I don't have to go back up.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd probably be the best way. Although it does depend on what's the block, the block. But I mean, with the any key, there really shouldn't be much of a, problem with that. I mean, normally you do the zigzagging just kind of to save keys early on.
There are your prices, 30 and 83.
Okay, I was half right.
Well, that explains why somebody in chat was yelling Pepsi Man.
I mean, you should always choose Pepsi,
No,
regardless of the price.
no, Coke is it.
I always preferred root beer.
Paper seed, yeah.
That'd be the map. Keep going. You only have so many rooms left.
Well, the good news is at least Dr. J is going to find that bow first. Unless he decides to stop here, up A, and... Nope. The silver bow, or the wooden bow.
I gotta think after 2 hours, that's a relief just to know you finally got it.
Yeah, sometimes all that really matters is that you see it through to its completion and that you know the whole piece of the puzzle. I mean, for me personally, I'd be happy with just finding the items necessary to defeat Ganon and then kind of just quitting before actually beating him.
And gets the wand as well.
You know, if this was a swordless seed, that'd be quite the
I don't think you
items in
could
level
get this
2.
far without the wand if this had been swordless.
I mean, you could always take the seed and re-roll it with swordless turned on and see what happens.
Now this is interesting. Apparently Dr. J's going back for the Triforce and the health refill.
Meanwhile, Toasty is beating, the Zelda Gleeok.
That's what he gets for being a room crasher.
Wow. So Toasty must be thoroughly convinced that the silvers are not in level 4.
Is that perhaps the hint? And knowing that they're deceptive, throwing him in the wrong direction.
Yeah, see, that is the thing, though, is, I think some people just assume that deceptive hints means they're always gonna lie.
Yeah, the title's a little deceptive in itself, just like that, because what is it, like a 60% chance that they're a lie or a 60% chance they're actually true? It's actually somewhere near 50-50 if they're true or not.
Yeah. Well, that's why even if the information turns out to be false, you always consider it, because... And sometimes even getting a false hint can still shed some truth.
Dr. J is back into 9. All the hearts, the magic sword. Should be able to cruise through.
Yeah.
And Toasty's side, I'm not sure that I would ever go back to 7 until it's my absolute last choice. Just as a general hint for him, if he ever watches this VOD, you know. I know that sounds very RBG of me, but it's just so much torture going through this.
I know we like to joke about the Redbird special, but it doesn't always mean that it's a given.
Yeah, I just think we're seeing this play out because of the deceptive hints. And
well, I
if
guess
he hadn't seen that hint, he probably would already have the silvers.
Yeah. Well, April Fools.
Alright, Dr. J continues to explore looking for Ganon, not far away.
He's on the general path here.
And with that, here's Ken.
Hold up the boomerang and go kill the bacon.
The ever-pleasant moat room.
Well, at least Zelda's not in the moat room. And of course, with magic sword, easy bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Shoots him with
That's
that
gonna
nice
feel
blue
nice.
comb.
So wait, are you killing Ganon or are you grooming him?
You always want to treat the bacon nice.
That staircase only took him like 3 rooms lower than he was. So he did not find Zelda's room or the compass. And checking all these staircases. Totally on the wrong side of the level now, unfortunately. Getting Zelda back over top right.
Well, there's a hint that tells you where Zelda is.
Oh yeah, if you can believe that. What I can believe is Jay Wade finishing in 12th tonight. GG.
You know, they say there's nothing trollier than vanilla. I have to tell you this, there's nothing trollier than the truth.
You make a compelling argument.
The staircase will get him a little closer, but I'm not sure if there's a direct path from the staircase over.
Yeah. There's a lot of exploration for Dr. J, though. He didn't come this way before.
Oh, and it looks like Toasty's
Toasty
gonna
just
be
found-
picking up that scrap metal.
Yeah, that's a nightmare scenario because it's the right color. So probably upon seeing that, Toasty was likely feeling good because it's the right color. But it's the magic shield all along.
It was the magic boomerang all along.
Close enough. It's after midnight. Accuracy of statements drops considerably.
That's pretty much my default.
He is very close, Dr. J is.
Rooms away. This is gonna give it to him in the next room because the shutter will automatically open. There it is.
Alright, GG to Dr. J. I'm gonna head out so you guys can talk to him. Thanks for the restream, guys.
No
Thanks for
problem.
joining us. Have a good night. And Dr.
Hey,
J finished his lucky 13th.
And we have our, looks like we have a forfeit. I'm not going to name names, but
You know, when a race runs this long, sometimes you're just outside your time window. You
yeah,
don't
no,
have
there's
enough time
there's
to-
no shame. There's no shame in forfeiting from a race when you know that's what ends up happening with me is when if you know back when I was doing some of the community races, I would sometimes it just goes on for so long and it's not fun for me anymore when it goes on for too long. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not so set on winning or completing. A lot of it just comes down to I just like to experience the seed and what it has to offer. And it looks
If
like
you don't have fun with randomizers, what's even is the point?
exactly.
Toasty back into 9. I guess Toasty didn't get both of the items out of here. That's all I can figure.
No, because Toasty doesn't have the any key.
Close enough for 13.
Yep. Could you excuse me for just a moment?
Oh, I suppose we can make do. Here's how we stand. We have Toasty searching through this 9, knowing there's at least one item remaining here, attempting to find the silvers. No, are not here at this point. He is about to locate Zelda's room if he continues moving up. Don't know if this wall could be bombed or not. Nobody else had a reason to try. And it can, so this is going to give Toasty Zelda's room. Always valuable information. Stabbing the door does not open it, unfortunately. More staircases to explore. And some free bombs are a welcome sight when you don't have any.
Okay.
Well, while you had to step away, we did have Toasty locating Zelda's room. I think that map was the letter there was the potion, so you don't want to have that up.
Hmm.
I can really throw you off with the select. Ghosty just stabbing all the walls trying to find a way through here. It just refused to stab an opening for him. I wondered about this room, so this is a one-way staircase. Leads to nothing.
Oh no. That looks like that's where the red ring usually is in vanilla.
That was the extreme top right, so Zelda was one room south. There's no going that direction, and it didn't connect to the left either. Looks like Toasty has had enough of 9. And hopefully gonna soon find the right direction to go. Unless this is just a trip to buy more bombs.
I will be back again.
Okay. Level 9, not a fun place to be without the bombs. And I think that's what we're seeing is Toasty's looking at some of the shops that were nearby. I don't always mark bomb shops on my tracker. It's nice to have if you remember to. I in particular like to note them if they're close to start. But now back up to 12, and I'm guessing Toasty is heading back into 9 to continue looking for that other staircase. Well, I think in many ways this seed has delivered on its promise of being some April Fool's shenanigans. It definitely brought the shenanigans. And now Toasty trying to find the answer in this 9. Fortunately, the overly caffeinated land mole has cooperated there. And there is the staircase. Toasty's going to get the mini key and probably not be too happy about that. When you're in double-digit keys, that's never the time you want to find the magic key. But it usually is. Still looking through this level 9. Guess did not find the other heart container yet that is here.
Okay, this time I'm back again.
Well, welcome back again. We have Toasty finding the magic key now. Always likes to show up when you have the most keys.
Seems like it sometimes. Yeah, sorry, no, I had to deal with a with a screaming cat.
No. They know how to demand attention.
In the middle of the night.
They're definitely experts at demanding attention. Hopefully, in this exploration, Toasty finds Ganon as well, so it doesn't take as long to get back here. Quickly finding all the staircases, which is good news, because the faster you find them, the faster you're going to be able to get out of here and onto the right track. It just makes me so happy Dr. J actually got all the hearts. That might honestly be the rarest thing in this randomizer. Well, this is what level 9 can do to you. A lot of exploration to find that one staircase. It's got plenty of places to hide. And sometimes it's got creepy bosses. Another transport to be taken by Toasty.
So, just taking a quick look here, and it looks like Toasty is in fact our final racer.
Yep, finishes up Aquamentus and continues moving through. Swear, hopefully you're taking very good notes as you traverse this 9, because that gives you minimal backpedaling if you've marked off all the walls you've tried and where the staircase has led. Kind of got an outline of the level going here. Alright, now here's what's interesting if Toasty fully processes that piece of information. He just saw a truthful hint. He knows that hint is true if he processed the information, because he found Zelda already. But that said, when you're here, you're committed. You gotta finish off 9, because you are here. And it is deceptive hints.
Yeah,
So
you just don't know.
Yeah. That's not reason enough to leave this 9 just because you saw the other silver hints, but maybe if he had seen that whole circumstance sooner, it might have led him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, if he gets the hint that the silvers are elsewhere, he might not believe that one either.
I don't think that matters at this point. I think you're in 9 and you're staying here till you see it. We just found Ganon. He didn't already have the silvers, did he? If he did, I apologize for missing it. I don't think he got there.
No, I think he's just beating up Zelda for Zelda's sake. Or beating up Ganon, I should say.
I couldn't necessarily argue with that.
You know what? If that's the case, I imagine it is probably, if Toasty found the princess, yeah, there we go.
It's the wood arrows.
It is the wood arrows, and if we're not mistaken,
I don't even know what to think anymore. The only thing Toasty doesn't have on the screen there is the bait.
there's not yet a forfeit in chat, so
Well, in Dr. J's case, because he had all the hearts, he literally knew where the items had to be. There was no alternative. Toasty,
Well-
unfortunately, does not have that luxury.
yeah. Well, maybe Toasty just needs a little bit of time to, think, sort of re-understand things, take a Yoshi break, if you will.
Alright, so back on the exploration of 9, trying to find that second item staircase. If you're here, you've got to find it. Unless you trusted the hint. Which, with deceptive hints on, there's no reason to do that particularly. Stopwatch is being helpful. What is this? Toasty, trying to get towards the middle of a map where he really hadn't been yet. Probably only explored about a third of the dungeon so far. And that's the way it goes sometimes. Those staircases take you in a big loop. Well, this is what can happen with Zelda After Dark. You just duck searching and searching and searching until you find the right answer. Toasty is getting into some new ground here. Yeah, this is starting to look a little more likely. That shoot room, Toasty's already been here, went through the shoot room before. But touching on some of this ground where he has not been before. Well, for Toasty, everything except the silver arrows. Looking through this level 9, trying to find them. Fortunately, they're not here. But there's so many staircases in level 9. It takes you a while to finally rule that out and know that you have to go elsewhere. And unfortunately, there still remains a good bit of elsewhere for Toasty, because of the heart containers being included in the shuffle.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what else to say.
It's just a room by room as you try and find the answer. And if you're using Z Helper, you can number the staircases. There's a temptation not to do that in 9, because you just want to go, 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 go.
Well,
But it's really important.
sometimes it works when you don't actually do that, because sometimes it's more like you just throw caution to the wind and just believe in the heart of the cards. And sometimes it works.
Now you can see how much more ground Toasty has covered here in just the last couple minutes. He's now probably over 80% of the level.
Yeah.
And got to Ganon probably having less than half the level explored, so a big chunk since. But to my point, what I was going to say is if you're numbering those staircases, then it becomes a little bit easier to work out where you've been and where you could still potentially go. That's another truthful hint in this 9 for Toasty.
Oh, wow.
So you look at it, and there's just not that many rooms left. 4, 5?
Yeah, there's not much left.
And unfortunately, when they're spread out like that, you're just not always sure how to get back to them. All you know at this point is that nothing went quite the way you wanted. And how do you get to the end from here?
You know. At this rate, the only thing I'm asking is how do I get to bed?
Well, let's throw the runner link out there. And I think as we start to wrap this up, we'll encourage people to go ahead and migrate over to Toasty's stream if they'd like to see this finish out. That would be Toasty Muffins of the runner links that we've shared.
Yep, go in and cheer them on.
And we certainly wish Toasty the best, trying to finish this one up. Fought on strong all night and still trying to finish this out. Mad props, lots of respect for doing that. This is a marathon one. But as the working hours approach, I think we're going to have to give our final thought. Anything you want to throw in, Jiggly?
No, I just want to wish Toasty good luck on, finishing this seed. If they can. And, yeah. I guess the only advice that I give is deceptive hints does mean that it's potential deceptive, not always going to lie. And always be mindful of your drop rooms.
And I'll thank everybody who joined us for this part of your evening. Hope you have enjoyed. And hopefully Toasty's able to finish this up strong. Join us again next week. It's the GDQ Hype next week. So hope you'll enjoy then. Thank you, everybody, and hope you have a great evening.
Yep. Good night, everybody.